Me acuerdo de tu nombre. Recuerdo tu nombre. Olvidé las llaves. Me di cuenta demasiado tarde. Me enteré ayer. And these all have something to do with memory, but they don't mean the same thing. So, when should you use each one of them? Amigas y amigos, welcome back. This is Profe Juan, and by the end of this video, you'll understand the difference between recordar and acordarse, when to use olvidar, and why darse cuenta and enterarse aren't really about memory at all. And I always tell you the same thing, but this is a fact. This is not about complicated grammar, guys. This is just how Spanish actually works. So, English uses the verb remember, to remember, for lots of situations. Spanish doesn't. Instead, it separates different mental actions. Remembering, realizing, finding out, forgetting. Each one has its own verb. Let's start with the one that confuses learners the most. Let's talk about recordar and acordarse, now that I remember, ahora que me acuerdo. And look at this. Recuerdo tu nombre. Me acuerdo de tu nombre. Both mean I remember your name, so what's the difference? Well, the good news is that almost done. In everyday conversation, native speakers use both. The biggest difference is grammatical. Recordar takes a direct object. Recuerdo la película. I remember the movie. ¿Recuerdas mi número? Do you remember my number? Now compare this with acordarse de. It always uses de. Me acuerdo de la película. ¿Te acuerdas de mi número? Notice the structure. Don't learn acordarse, learn acordarse de. That's the complete expression. In conversation, you'll probably hear acordarse de a little more often, but both are completely natural. Now, let's look at the opposite. Let's talk about something that happens to me all the time. Forgetting. And look at this. Olvidé las llaves. I mean, every day. It's the same. I forgot the keys. Simple. Now compare this with se me olvidaron las llaves. And wait, that's a completely different structure, of course. Literally, Spanish says something like, the keys got forgotten on me. This construction is incredibly common. But let me give you more examples. Olvidé tu cumpleaños. Se me olvidó tu cumpleaños. And both are correct. The second one often sounds a little less direct, as if the forgetting simple happened. You'll hear both all the time. But now, let's leave memory for a second, because these next verbs aren't really about remembering. They are about discovering. Look at this. Me di cuenta del error. I realized the mistake. And this is not about remembering. It's a moment something suddenly becomes clear. You know, like when you're like, hey, I remember that. No me di cuenta. I didn't realize. ¿Cuándo te diste cuenta? When did you realize? And notice the structure. The verb is darse cuenta de. You should learn the whole expression, not just dar, because dar is to give, and you know this. So by itself, it's just another verb. Sometimes you don't realize something yourself. Sometimes someone else tells you. That's a different verb, mis amigos. And look at this. Me enteré ayer. You know, you have friends that like gossip, right? I found out yesterday. And this isn't about memory. It's receiving new information. ¿Te enteraste de la noticia? Did you hear the news? Me enteré por mi hermana. I found out through my sister. And again, learn the complete structure. Enterarse de, to find out about something. That's very different from darse cuenta de, okay? On one side, like you realize by yourself, and on the other one, like someone else tells you, like, hey, I have a gossip, like, un chisme. So that's important. Now let's put all 5 verbs together because they each answer a different question. Ask yourself, do I already know that? You will use recordar or acordarse de. Did I lose that memory? you're gonna use olvidar. Did I suddenly understand something? Darse cuenta de. Did I receive new information? That would be enterarse de. And notice something. They are all connected to knowledge, but each describe a completely different mental moment. That's why Spanish doesn't use one single verb. Many learners often say, me acuerdo tu nombre. Remember, acordarse de needs de. That preposition is important. Some other learners say, me di cuenta la verdad. Again, me di cuenta de la verdad. Very important. Remember this. Don't confuse me enteré, I found out, with me acordé, I remember. There are completely different moments. But now, mis amigos y amigas, it's your turn. Write one sentence using one of today's verbs. Like it could be anything. Acordarse de, enterarse de, darse cuenta de, olvidar. One sentence is more than enough. I'll make sure to read it and, correct it if you need correction, and I'm gonna be right there in the comments with you, okay? Amigos, amigas, if you want another lesson that, for a verb that English usually translates with just one word and Spanish doesn't, watch your lesson, the Spanish verb that breaks English logic, caer, because just like today's lesson, it shows how Spanish often divides one English idea into several different uses. If this helped you understand the Spanish verbs of memory, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!